Hey there, welcome back to the 10 Weather Impact Show. I'm meteorologist Lily Aldrich, giving you everything that you need to know weather-wise. And boy, have we had a busy week with lots and lots of rainfall already being seen. We've also got a lot going on right now, especially with a clearer radar, with the chance of seeing some isolated showers later this afternoon. But then we're pretty much dry. Let's get straight to the graphics. I'll show you exactly what you need to see. Live radar right now showing those showers and storms pretty much over to our eastern areas. It's all kind of exited our region, pushing off over to Pennsylvania, leaving us with some nice drier conditions, especially right now. It feels really good outside as well. We do have a couple flood alerts in place, just a couple warnings, especially with areas that saw a good bit of heavier rain earlier this morning. We did just have a flood watch that expired. Thankfully, we're looking more towards the possibility of having some flooded roadways, especially in these areas that are highlighted closer to the green, closer to Perry County, Franklin County, as well as a couple other ones around the area. Over the last 24 hours, we have seen a good bit of rain, especially in these purple areas where you can see these blues. Anywhere in these ranges right here, you see over an inch, possibly closer to 2, 3, in some areas even seeing 4 to 6 inches of rain earlier today, especially close to the Gahanna area. In this yellow circle I'm pointing out right here, areas close to 4 to 6 inches of rain just in the last 24 hours. It's been a good bit of downpours, especially in certain areas. Columbus saw close to 4 inches of rain. Newark seeing as well close to 4. Dublin seeing close to a good amount of 3. But some areas just saw a little bit of rain. But even then, we still have seen a good bit of rainfall in the month of August. We started out primarily dry within the first week or so, and then things started ramping up a lot. By the time we got into Friday, August 7th, we had around 1/4 of an inch, and then it kept just going up and up and up. By the time we hit Tuesday, we did have that severe storm that pushed through, producing multiple tornadoes, as well as rain continuing throughout the rest of last week into every day up until this past Monday. And a little bit of a dry day on Tuesday and rain again as of yesterday and today. Thankfully, the rest of August is looking to trend a little bit drier, but I want to point out to you, we are well above what we normally see in terms of rainfall at this point in August, right around 5 inches above what we normally see. It's been a good bit of rain this month, and that's actually led August to be one of the wettest Augusts on record, right around over 10 inches of rain just in this past month. We're right around the record of possibly beating the record, right around 11.5 inches set back in 2003. This has been record since right around the 1800s. Thankfully, the rest of the day is looking quite nice. Blue skies, got a couple clouds out there, but even it's looking quite nice, and you will see some sunshine to round out the rest of your day. What you need to expect, pleasant weather is on the way. By the time we get into the beginning of the work week, you're looking really nice out there. Most of the day is going to stay mostly dry. We might have a chance of seeing a pop-up shower, an isolated shower or two, but really nothing that's going to ruin the rest of your evening. It's looking pretty quiet for the rest of the day. By the time we get into Saturday, that's the next best chance of seeing rain. So that once that builds back into our forecast, you're looking a little drier after that. Current temperatures all across the area sitting in the mid to upper 70s. This is a little warmer than what we saw into the rest of the day, but topping off right around 81 today. We have that chance of seeing maybe an isolated shower, pop-up shower or two. Again, more nuisance weather. It just will be a little bit of a drizzle, and then we'll be out of here. The rest of the evening looks nice and quiet. You will see a little bit of sunshine later this evening, but grounds will still be kind of wet out there. So just be mindful if you do go out and drive anywhere, especially areas that saw a lot of rain this morning. That's what you really need to be mindful of. Turn around, do not drive through any flooded roads. Forecasted highs today, upper 70s, possibly seeing low 80s in some areas, but it'll feel pretty humid. Dew points out there right around the mid to upper 60s. So we're in that humid range, a little bit more muggy than we have been for the rest of the week, but relief is kind of starting to get on the way. We'll stay in the mid to upper 60s by the time we get into Saturday. Sunday, we see a little bit of relief starting to creep its way back in, with dew points Sunday and Monday in the low 60s. It's not too much of relief, but it's still something to look forward to. Let's time out the shower chances for the rest of the evening. Here's what I was talking about, just a pop-up shower or two, not really too much of an impact for your day, just the possibility of seeing some kind of activity there. We're clear out for the rest of the evening into Friday morning as well. You'll see a little bit more cloud cover tomorrow. We have a chance of seeing maybe a pop-up shower, but really I don't think that anything is going to come around too much for your Friday. The main next focus for rain comes in on Saturday. You'll stay mostly clear during the morning hours and then start to see some scattered shower activity start around 2, 3 o'clock. That'll continue through the rest of the evening. It's not an entire widespread event, but a lot of people will see rain, especially in this pop-up nature. It's warm enough and it's humid enough to kind of give that effect we see it normally at this time of year. by the time we get into Saturday evening, we do start to clear out a little bit, and Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday is looking quite nice. Severe outlook for Saturday. This is just saying, hey, if these storms have a chance of kind of joining together, and they could produce a heavier downpour or maybe a gusty wind or two, but we are keeping an eye on it. It's just a level 1 out of 5, so just keeping an eye. 7-day forecast, what we're looking at right now, 79 for your high today. Slight chance of those pop-up showers later this evening. Really nothing to ruin your day. Friday, you're looking mostly dry. Highs right around the 80s, but it'll feel quite nice tomorrow morning with those lows in the mid-60s. By the time we get into Saturday, scattered showers in the afternoon into the rest of the evening. But Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday looking nice and dry with highs right around the mid to upper 70s. I haven't said that in a while. That's quite nice to look at, especially rounding out the end of a very, very wet August. Just into 10 TV, Columbus fire officials are telling us 2 homeless camps near Blacklick Creek were flooded out. 5 people are currently unaccounted for. Columbus Fire Battalion Chief Brian Barnhart says there are about 100 firefighters assisting search efforts right now from multiple agencies. The creek is around 5 to 10 feet deep from the rain earlier this morning, and we'll continue to provide you updates throughout the day, especially as we learn more information. Hurricane Lala brought significant damage to parts of Hawaii, including downed trees, power lines, and home. But for some residents, the cleanup has been slow, with crews having to take more precaution from beginning to move debris. In one Hawaii neighborhood, massive trees came down, blocking driveways, leaving residents waiting for help to get it all cleared. Hawaii reports.
This is the first time we've had our driveway blocked where we can't contact emergency services.
It's also the first time residents who have been living there for decades have seen a tree of this size topple over, though other smaller ones have in the past.
It's common. There's eucalyptus trees all over the place, and trees are always falling.
But this time around, the weight of the tree also dragged down this utility pole and its wires, barricading 3 properties.
Can you imagine we couldn't even leave the property?
There was also no way in with a vehicle, which had some worried for their safety.
My husband's 81 and he has some illnesses that we end up calling the ambulance and the fire department, police department all show up, but they would not be able to get through. And that would pose a danger for my husband.
The worried residents say they've been trying to get a Hawaiian Electric crew to remove the wires and replace the pole since Saturday.
We've tried, and number one, it's really hard getting in touch with them.
708.
Then on Monday, Hawaii News Now was there when these HECO workers arrived and began work. Residents say the crew worked overnight to remove the old pole and install this new one by early Tuesday morning.
I'm hoping that these guys that are now here are from the phone calls that we've been trying to make.
Residents add they were just waiting for the pole and tangled wires to be taken out because they can handle removing the tree themselves. Reporting from Haiku, Maui, A'ali'i Duklo, Hawaii News Now.
The devastation left behind in parts of Hawaii by Hurricane Lala is still being felt. Angela Sifone was in Pala and shares how the community is leaning on each other.
It was heart-wrenching. I got emotional. Seeing the town that I grew up in.
That heartbreak comes after Hurricane Lala devastated Ka'u.
It's obviously the worst storm that we've ever gone through. We were running around the house that my dad built. So I'm not going to get emotional here.
And that emotion continues throughout the community.
Everybody helping each other and pitching in. That's the heart of our community here. That's the heart of Ka'u.
Residents are leaning on each other, but they're also getting help from crews working around the clock.
Throughout all of the mess that you see, we have our workers out here that have been working. It literally feels like nonstop.
I am extremely grateful that within hours help was started and, equipment was here.
And that work brings something everyone needs, hope.
They're up at the crack of dawn out here and you hear the machinery and it sounds like hope.
Those workers had one goal, reopen access.
The goal was to have access in one day, and that was achieved.
While working on the roads is a great first step, there are many other steps that follow.
We need your standard things, what you would think of, the gas, the propane, the toiletries. We haven't had a shower, I believe, in 3-4 days, and that's most of us, and we don't care. We're trying to make light of it now, but it was crazy during the moments.
While they're rebuilding their community, they're choosing to stay positive. Angela Safone, Island News.
Our neighbors in Indiana are also bracing for more flooding this morning. The Hoosier State requested federal aid. More than 11 inches of rain hit some areas. Take a look at this drone video out of Carmel, Indiana. The Hazel Dell Bridge cracked in half after days of severe weather and flooding. Floodwater washed away the ground beneath the bridge, creating sinkholes, eventually causing it to split. And the rain isn't letting up. In parts of east central Indiana, thunderstorms dropped another 1 to 2 inches of rain just by 8 a.m. this morning. The toll of the relentless weather is bringing some homeowners to tears. And just a reminder, as we deal with flash flooding here, 6 inches of moving water can knock an adult off their feet, and just 12 inches can pick up a vehicle and carry it away, just like this one in Indiana. And once a car enters floodwaters, it can become submerged in as little as just 30 seconds.
We cried. We cried, and we cried some more. Mainly because no one was expecting this.
It's normal.
Oh my gosh.
This was a traumatic experience. It was.
And then you're just like, how do you help? What do you do?
Our region hasn't been the only place facing severe weather. We're heading now to Kansas, where some people experienced wind damage and large hail.
We are here on Hickam Road off of Quindaro, where everywhere you look, you are seeing some damage from last night's storm, even some remnants from that storm. Check out this massive pile of hail hours after, and look at how big some of this is. I mean, this is about the size of a ping pong ball, and this is after it's already melted down a bit. And then if you take a look at this road, I mean, it looks like someone picked up a forest and just threw it down. There are tree limbs scattered absolutely everywhere, and neighbors around here say they've really never seen anything like this before. Take a listen to what some of those neighbors experienced last night and what they saw when they woke up this morning.
Might as well say it's like a natural disaster.
All I could do is sit on the side of my bed and pray, because it sounded like the roof was getting ready to leave my house just a few blocks away.
We never had it this bad, but we had experienced something like this before, but it hadn't been this bad.
There was a lot of wind, and a branch came through the window, and we heard a lot of hail, and there was just a lot of wind and debris flying around.
It sounded like heaven was falling down on us because the roof was pounding.
That's alarming to us because I didn't hear any sirens or anything. So
around about 1 a.m., the power went off at 1 a.m. We heard a lot of thunder and lightning.
I've never seen hail like that. It looked like the snow had piled up in my backyard.
When I woke up this morning, it was bad. It was trees down, everything.
Yeah, power lines down, all down 27th Street, down 18th Street, down Quindaro. Power lines down, branches everywhere, debris everywhere, so you can't get in and out.
It looks like, as a guy down the street said, it looked like somebody took a lawnmower and came down on top of the trees.
I'm happy we're still here.
Lucky wasn't nobody really hurt, though. Everybody's still safe, so we thank God for that.
The total atmosphere is just everybody's amazed. And another gentleman went through, he said, I've been here 20 years and I've never seen anything like this. So that's kind of how it is, unbelievable.
And behind me, you can see even more damage on this church. This is showers of blessings. Part of the roof just completely ripped off. Now, the big question that a lot of neighbors have this morning, why did sirens not go off last night? Well, in Wyandotte County, they only sound off sirens if the National Weather Service issues a tornado warning. Last night, the NWS issued a severe thunderstorm warning, but not a tornado warning, and that's why there were no sirens. Reporting in KCK, Maya Engel, KCTV 5 News.
Finally today, let's check out some new video into us here at 10 TV. Heading out west again to Nebraska on Wednesday afternoon, Lincoln Fire and Rescue rescued 4 people in separate flooding incidents in the northeast part of that city. Several vehicles became stranded in high water after very heavy rain. And as you can see, some people tried to get through this section of the road that was flooded, and some ended up getting stuck in the process. That's why we always tell you, always turn around, don't drown. You never know what's beneath flooded waters, especially on big roadways. You see much of the damage today has been caused from flooded waterways, and even seeing some roads start being broken up by heavier rain and repeated rainfall that we've seen this past week. So turn around, do not drown. And finally today, we've got this video from 10 TV viewer Eric Johnson. This is what Rocky Fork Creek in Jefferson Township looked like this morning as it ran past Clark State Road and Havens Road. Not only was the water high, you can just see how fast it's rushing by. Certainly a lot of power right there, especially never go through waters like this. And honestly, I'm very happy everybody there was staying safe, especially with the fact that this water was rushing so fast. Over the last 24 hours, we've seen a good bit of rain, but let's take a recap at what the days ahead are going to look like. And over the next 12 hours, we'll stay mostly cloudy, partly cloudy rather, with a little bit of sunshine in your forecast. You have a chance of seeing a pop-up shower later this afternoon, but really it's going to be more of nuisance weather. Getting into the overnight hours, we'll get down to the 60s. It'll feel quite nice tomorrow morning, especially if you want to take the coffee out. But today is definitely a day to take out on that outside walk, take the kids out. The park, it's looking pretty good for the rest of the day today. Going into Friday, we do see mostly dry conditions, sunny skies, 80s for your high. By the time we get into Friday, scattered showers return back into our forecast. By the time we get into 2, 3 o'clock, things will start popping up, and that'll carry you through the rest of Saturday evening. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, though, looking at highs in the mid-70s with some sunny conditions out there. It's looking quite good to round out the middle of your work week next week. That's it for the 10 Weather Impact Show here. Chief Meteorologist Chris Tomer will be in tonight giving you the full update of everything you need to know weather-wise, and the rest of the 10 TV will give you updates with everything you need to know. I'm Meteorologist Lily Aldrich. Have a good day.